how to improve your child's English paper for the 11 plus selection test for grammar schools and for independent school entrance exams. I always give this analogy to my students. No offence to anyone, I'll forewarn you before. So I say to my students that if you're overweight and you want to lose weight and get fit, what do? Would you spend the whole day in McDonald's, KFC or some other fast food establishment, or would you find yourself in a gym? Now, just the act of going to a gym itself is some form of exercise. For example, if you chose to walk to the gym, you have done some form of exercise. And even if all you do when you get to the gym is lift one dumbbell and then just sit there all day, at least you're not eating junk food. That will help in some way to getting closer to the goal of living a healthier lifestyle. We talk about children doing well in English, and the ones who tend to struggle often either hate reading, as they might say, they dislike reading, they find reading boring, or they flat out don't read. They only read when they're forced to do it at school, so maybe having to read a worksheet they're working on and so on. The rest of their time they're playing, doing extracurricular activities, maybe even doing maths or other subjects, and they are spending time on their gadgets, iPads and so on and so forth. So effectively, they are spending the least amount of time with words. And the one and only way to improve a child's English, written and otherwise, is to read. Now, I could say as a tutor, I will give a list of 20 words, go and learn them. Here are some synonyms and antonyms, go and learn them. Here are some homographs and homophones and homonyms, go and learn them. I would be telling you something that isn't going to achieve the same results as fast as reading. When we read, we are fully immersed in words, like being at the gym when you're trying to lose weight. Fully immersed in words, and we're not just looking at words on the list. And so we're taking into the subconscious all these other words, and what does that do? It improves our written, spoken English. It improves our spelling, our punctuation, and our grammar. Reading is the key. It's one of the best things above so many other things that you could try. You can download an app to help your child with their spelling, could download another app to try and help them, build up their speed for comprehension. But how do you build up speed for comprehension? By practicing reading different types of text from different books, different genres. So a lot of children that I see love to read David Walliams books, Captain Underpants, Jacqueline Wilson books, and so on. Many of them aren't touching any other genres. It's all these humorous books where you might hear them squealing in delight from their bedroom, but they're not challenging enough because it's just one genre. How about some Shakespeare for children? Horrible Histories, Anthony Horowitz, Charles Dickens, Great Expectations. There's so many. Some of the other classics as well. Read the newspaper. If you're a working parent, there's bound to be like maybe the Metro or the Evening Standard or whichever free newspaper in your area. Bring one home. Have your child flick through, maybe pick something of interest. One day, read something from the sports pages. Another day, they can read something from the business pages. It's all about the understanding. I tell parents that even up to year 6, to the end of primary school, your child should be reading to an adult for about 10 to 15 minutes a day. Why? Because most children will not use a dictionary when they come across words that they don't understand, especially if they don't enjoy reading. You know, they'll literally have a timer on or be clock watching and just skim reading or blitzing through words that they haven't pronounced properly and so on. But if they read to an adult, they can be called on words that maybe you would think as a parent, I wonder if, you know, my son or my daughter really knows what that word is. You ask them and you realise that actually what they think the word means is something completely different to what the real meaning is. And so you cultivate this habit of getting them to look in the dictionary and then read back that sentence and get an understanding of what the word means. There are other techniques as well, you know, looking at the root words, removing prefixes and suffixes to try and work around the word meaning and so on, looking at the context or trying to decipher what the writer's trying to say. Lots of techniques you can use in that 10 to 15 minutes to help your child improve. If you have a child who never finishes an English paper on time, it's probably because they're not getting enough practice with their reading. It's like you're preparing for the London Marathon, for example. I'm sure they'll allow somebody to take a week to finish it if they're in a boiler suit with a wardrobe on their back. But if it's just you in, you know, shorts and a vest with a number on, they're not going to give you that luxury if there aren't any extra issues along it. So it's really important that children get an understanding of time, timing and working in a timely manner. So if you really want to help your child improve their chances of passing or doing better in the English paper of their 11 plus, reading is key. I couldn't emphasize it enough. And it's free, you know, go to the local library, or you can download actually free children's classics on Kindle. If you literally just go onto Amazon and type in free children's classics, it will come with results that show you, goodness, I want to say hundreds of results of free books. I wish you all the best in the prep for the 11 plus. If there's anything that I can help with, by all means, please just add a comment wherever you're watching this. Thank you.